Howdy, and welcome to Late Boomer number 53. Today we're going to talk about something I am so sick of talking about, but you got to keep going and keep pressing. First of all, let's start with this, okay?
When you have these woke revolutions, it requires all of us at some point to say, no, not going to do this. A nation has to have civic education. They have to.
Dennis, I'd like your perspective on whether you think Hitler was far right or was actually a far left ideologue. Okay, thank you for your time. I enjoy listening to Fireside Chat every week. All the best. Thank you.
Oh, Dennis, can I invite my wife and while she watches while I perform oral sex on you? All the best, Dennis. Now here comes the stupidity. Are you ready? Are you ready for some cringe? I know you want bass, but this is going to be cringe.
Hitler was left-wing in that he believed in socialism. Remember, Nazism is National Socialism.
You know what cracks me up about Dennis? When he thinks he's stating the truth, he gets this goofy little smile. Look what I said. Yeah, I said. You said it wrong. First of all, when the Nazi movement was starting in the 1920s after World War I, what was popular then was socialism. Socialism was popular in Europe. So, what the Nazis had to do was to give a false label so they could appeal to the German people. Okay? It's called Synod. The original Nazis were Synods, which stood for socialism in name only. Got it? He wouldn't get it. You had to sit him down and pound his head. Go, socialism in name only, Dennis. Okay, can I go out and play now? Okay, so we continue the stupidity.
Very few people know that, especially if you go to college where you don't learn much.
Yeah, but the right wing know that, and they know that they're wrong.
But that is what Nazism stands for, National Socialism.
No, that's not what it stands for. It stands for fascism, which was created by Mussolini, you dumb schmuck you. You know, he claims he's Jewish, but, you know, according to Hebrew law, the mother has to be Jewish in order for you to be Jewish. I doubt his mother was Jewish. I really do. Go ahead.
In that sense, it was left-wing, but it was not left-wing in another sense.
No sense, absolute fact. Stop, no pass, go. It was right.
The left divided the world by class.
And plus, oppress and oppressor. But class is early left. Today's left has forgo everything. So you can't just generalize and say, the left is just for class consciousness. And no, dumbass.
That's the classic Marxist division of the world, class, the proletariat and the oppressor.
Close, but no cigar, fuckhead. It's also the Lupin proletariat. But you wouldn't know what that is, would you? You airheaded college dropout?
Sir, if you will. Whereas Hitler divided the world by race. Race is not a left-wing or a right-wing value.
Ha! That's what it is. It is a right-wing value in the authoritarian right. Yes, race is the only thing. Race, sex, age. You ever heard of eugenics, you airhead fuck?
It has become a left-wing value in the last 25 years in the West. All of a sudden, race matters incredibly.
Well, it would if you were picking cotton all day and somebody's whipping your back and take your child away from you and your wife and dividing the family. You know, they divided, the slave masters divided families. So anybody who thinks the right wing is for family values, to that.
The left has actually in some ways abandoned classic Marxist division by class and now
No, it hasn't. There's 4 squares, and it's absolute. You have no conception, Dennis, of political science or taxonomy or category or subgenres. You're fucking retarded. Your whole mission in life is to have people approve of you and validate your existence. And you want people to worship you because you're a little boy and you need to be the center of attraction. You covert narcissist you. You know how you know somebody's a narcissist? When they accuse other people of being narcissist.
now mated by race. But race was neither left nor right until this moment. It is not a right.
It was always a copyright of the right. Matter of fact, when the Republican Party founded in 1854, it was founded by the Navitist Party, the party that wanted America just to be white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant. They didn't even want the Catholics here. They didn't even want the Irish or the Polacks, and on and on and on. Finally, in 1975, the clown let Catholics in. That's America, baby.
Right-wing value. I mean, I live among people on the right. None of them, not one person I know is a racist. They find the idea preposterous. So it's not right to say that he was right-wing, and it's not right to say he was only left-wing. He was partially left-wing. And by the way,
he was not partially this and partially that. You may be partially Jewish, but you're fully, absolutely full of shit.
He hated capitalism. Hated.
Wrong again. Hitler loved capitalism. Watch the movie Schindler's List. Or Frederick Flick. Read about him. Hitler was in love with Aryan capitalism. He wanted to get all the Jews out of capitalism because he claimed that they were a globalist group and they controlled the world. If the Jews controlled the world, how come Dennis Prager has his own show?
I just read a new biography of Hitler, and that was a...
Who reads a biography of Hitler? This is 2024. Does anybody still care? You ask a Zoomer what Hitler was, they don't know. And they shouldn't have to know.
A major part of the biography, how much the man hated capitalism. That's also not taught in college.
No, it's not taught in objective reality, you stupid putz. College. You know why I think he's so anti-college? It's because he was the dumbest schmuck on campus. So he wanted revenge because all the professors made him look like an ass, and he was an ass. Somebody told him, if you tell everybody you're Jewish, they'll think you're kind of smart. He stuck with that. Let's look at this, okay? Can you see that? Can you see that? I'm going to try to make sure everybody sees this. Well, there are 4 squares in the political spectrum. Anybody tells you otherwise is either a liar or retarded or brain damaged. On the left, there's the anti-authoritarian left, which has so many different genres. Yeah, it'd take hours to list them all. Yeah. Like liberals, progressive, democratic socialists, pacifists, religious left, anarcho-communists, anarcho-feminists, anarcho-syndicalists, yippies from the old days, punks, LGBTQ people, independent socialists, feminist socialists, and on and on and on. The authoritarian left would be tankies, Russians, Soviet Union, Stalinist, Trotskyist for the Jewish people who got kicked out of the Stalinist, social justice warriors, woke, communist. That's what, 6, 5? The authoritarian, anti-authoritarian libertarians on your right side. There's only 2, libertarians and anarcho-capitalists. That's that. That's the only thing. But the authoritarian right, conservatives, white nationalists, Nazis, fascists, capitalists, monarchs, criminals, old right, religious right, Zionists, revisionists, black nationals, and on and on and on. That is the true shit right there. Okay? And I'm not going to say this again for another 2 years. Okay? Okay. Now, part 2.
Israel today, the U.S. used terrorist tactic of blaming the victims for the bombings. Israel claims it is okay to bomb civilians because they are being used as human shields today, just like Americans claim the villages they bombed held communists in Vietnam. Right now, the entire nation of Palestine is held hostage, and civilian hostages are being collectively punished for their nation's refusal to submit to colonial occupation and oppression. Vietnam responded to the offer to pause bombing in exchange for surrender with the Tet Offensive in 1968 and with the Dien Bien Phu victory in 1972, where we successfully shot down multiple B-52s. The Tet Offensive was the beginning of the end for the U.S. occupation in Vietnam. I will end this video with a quote from Ho Chi Minh. The Vietnamese people will never submit to force. They will never accept talks under threat of bombs. Our cause is absolutely just. Like Israel today, the U.S. used terrorist tactic of blaming the victims for the bombings. Israel claims it is okay to bomb civilians because they are being used as human shields today, just like Americans claim the villages they bombed held communists in Vietnam. Right now,
The Vietnamese sister is totally right. This thing with Gaza will be Israel's Vietnam. America picked on a third world country, and we still don't know the reason why. There was the domino theory and all sorts of neat little things that get the military industrial complex rich. Now, you go to Kmart and you could find stuff made in communist China. We were real nice to Vietnamese people. We used to burn down their huts, and while the people the tenants that lived there watched their whole life burn by Marines. Oh, yeah, they had good reasons. They used to take POW Viet Cong and push them off the helicopters till they swan dived to their death. Yeah. But we had an excuse for all that. Should have seen the military trial of a Lieutenant Calley. So that's an old wound I opened up. It was not for freedom. It was not for giving Vietnam freedom. The South Vietnam, when it was divided, America loves dividing countries north and south. Do you notice that? Stupid wind. I hate the wind. Anyway, so now it was exactly what they must have studied it, the Israelis, about American military tactics in Vietnam. Because they're doing the exact same thing in the Gaza Strip. And they have excuses and they have rationalizations. They keep bringing up, like they have Tourette's syndrome. October 7th, October 7th. Oh, why was the Iron Dome not on? Somebody forget? Somebody forget to turn the key or push the button or something? They came and, Israel had their own human shield, the kibbutz. Because right-wing Zionist revisionist, remember that term, Zionist revisionist, wanted Israel to be a capitalist country. So we'll just take this little socialist commune and we'll put it next to the border, and they'll come and cut off their babies' heads. I don't know if that's true, or rape the women there, and or maybe we'll go to a peace festival where they have music and kill everybody. Yeah.